So you know about Adolf Hitler, right? The dictator, the warlord, the painter. Yes, you heard right. Before he started conquering the world, young Adolf was just a simple lad with a dream to paint. He wanted to be the Leonardo da Vinci of his time. But alas, the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts thought otherwise. Picture this, a young Hitler, beret on head, paintbrush in hand, standing in front of his easel, pouring his heart and soul into a painting of a wiener dog. A pretzel? Who knows? But tragically, the art world was not ready for his masterpieces. The Vienna Academy of Fine Arts, cruel as they were, sent him packing not once but twice. Poor Hitler, his dreams of being a celebrated artist crushed by a bunch of snooty art critics. So next time you're feeling down about a rejection, remember, even Hitler couldn't get into art school. From the man who instilled fear in millions came a fear of kittens. Yes, folks, Adolf Hitler was a self-proclaimed alienophobe. Now isn't that something to scratch your head over? This powerful dictator, who commanded armies and nations, was unnerved by the sight of a fluffy, cuddly kitten. While he wasn't a fan of felines, he did have a soft spot for German shepherds, particularly his loyal companion, Blondie. Can you imagine the scene? Hitler in his bunker enjoying a quiet evening with Blondie when suddenly a kitten strays in. The man who orchestrated the Blitzkrieg, fleeing in terror from a creature smaller than his shoe. You'd think he would have had a battalion of cat catchers on standby, but no, he just avoided them like the plague. So if you ever time travel and need to scare off Hitler, just remember to pack a kitten. Oh, the irony of a man who caused so much terror, being scared of a purring furball. Scene script. Ever heard of the saying, "You are what you eat"? Well, Hitler took it quite literally and ended up being a gas factory. Now, let's dive into the peculiar world of Hitler's dietary choices. Our man Adolf was a staunch vegetarian. Yes, you heard right. He loved his greens and detested meat. His reasoning? He believed that eating meat provoked aggressive behavior. Oh, the irony. But here's where things get really interesting. Hitler's love for legumes and veggies came with an unexpected side effect. They made him fart. A lot. In fact, he had chronic flatulence, a condition that made his life, and probably those around him, a living hell. Or should we say, a living smell. Picture this. You're at a high-level strategy meeting. The room is tense. Suddenly, a silent but deadly intruder invades the room. Everyone starts looking around, their eyes watering, gas masks at the ready. And there in the corner sits Hitler, innocently munching on his bean salad, oblivious to the olfactory onslaught he's just unleashed. Talk about a secret weapon! And it wasn't just beans. Hitler's diet was full of all sorts of gassy foods. Cabbage, broccoli, onions, you name it. If it was green and could cause a stink, Hitler was all over it. But here's the kicker. Hitler was so embarrassed by his flatulence that he tried everything to cure it. He consulted doctors, tried different diets, even took a cocktail of 28 different drugs, but nothing worked. The Führer, it seems, was doomed to live a life of, well, let's just say he was always in the wind. And that's not all. His flatulence was so severe that it even affected his sleep. Imagine being woken up by your own farts. Now that's what I call a rude awakening. So, Hitler wasn't just a war criminal, he was also a criminal against all noses in his vicinity. So, let's wrap this up. What have we learned about Hitler today? Well, apart from being a dictator, he was also an artist. Yes, that's right. The man who started World War II also had a softer side, dabbling in watercolors and landscapes. Who would have guessed? And let's not forget his irrational dread of felines. It's almost as if he thought cats were spies from another dimension. Imagine Hitler, the mighty dictator, running away from a fluffy kitten. I mean, come on, you can't make this stuff up. Then there's the vegetarianism and the flatulence issues. It's a bit of a bummer, really. All that cabbage and no meat must have wreaked havoc on his digestive system. So, to sum up, we have Hitler, the dictator with a paintbrush, the cat-fearing vegetarian, and the gas passer. Quite a character, wasn't he? So there you have it, folks. Hitler, the dictator, the failed artist, the cat-fearing, gas-passing, goofy goober. Remember, history is always funnier than fiction.